In 1969, a groundbreaking Western film directed by Sam Peckinpah hit theaters, featuring a stellar cast that included William Holden, Robert Ryan, Ernest Borgnine, Edmund O'Brien, Ben Johnson, and Warren Oates. This film pushed the boundaries of the American Western genre in ways that audiences had never experienced before. It introduced a raw and gritty portrayal of violence, challenging the traditional, sanitized depictions of heroism and morality that had dominated earlier Westerns. The film's unflinching look at the harsh realities of life in the Old West shocked viewers, as it depicted not just the action but also the emotional and psychological toll of violence on its characters. The use of slow motion during intense shootouts created a dramatic effect that heightened the impact of each scene, making the audience feel the weight of every bullet fired. This innovative approach to storytelling and cinematography set a new standard for future Westerns, influencing filmmakers and altering the expectations of what a Western could be. The film's legacy continues to resonate, as it opened the door for more complex narratives and character development in the genre. Determined to leave a significant mark on the American Western scene, Sam Peckinpah crafted a film that would stir intense debate and discussion. The movie is known for its graphic violence, which was unprecedented for its time. Peckinpah's vision was to portray a raw and unfiltered look at the lives of men who were willing to do whatever it took to survive in a harsh and unforgiving world. The characters in the film are depicted as crude and morally ambiguous, reflecting the struggles and desperation of their environment. This approach challenged traditional notions of heroism and morality in Westerns, presenting a more realistic and gritty perspective. The film's violent scenes were not just for shock value, they served to highlight the brutality of the characters' lives and the era they lived in. Peckinpah's work has since been recognized as a pivotal moment in cinema, influencing countless filmmakers and reshaping the genre. The film remains a powerful exploration of survival, loyalty, and the human condition. The film's graphic violence and nudity were groundbreaking for its time, presenting a raw portrayal of the world of outlaws and their inevitable decline. This shocking use of violence raised significant questions about the limits of censorship in cinema. While filmmakers previously skirted around the edges of violence, this classic chose to dive headfirst into depicting it in a way that had never been seen before. The graphic nature of certain scenes went beyond what audiences had come to expect. Critics noted that the film's depiction of bloodshed and chaos not only opened the floodgates for more explicit content, but also dwarfed earlier works like Bonnie and Clyde. The rawness of the action, combined with the inclusion of nudity, created a stark contrast with the romanticized view of the Old West that had dominated film before. As audiences confronted this challenging new vision, many grappled with how such content had been allowed past censors and into theaters, marking a transformative moment in cinematic history. The screenplay was co-written by Peckinpah, Wallen Green, and Roy N. Sickner, which contributed significantly to the film's impact on modern cinema. Known for its raw and brutal depiction of violence, the movie presented its main characters as extremely violent men, challenging the romanticized portrayals often found in earlier Westerns. The decision to feature such intense and graphic violence was groundbreaking at the time and sparked discussions about the role of violence in film storytelling. This approach influenced numerous filmmakers and shaped the way violence would be perceived on screen in the years to come. The writers, through their collaborative efforts, were able to craft a narrative that delved deep into themes of loyalty, betrayal, and the consequences of a life steeped in violence. By portraying characters who grappled with their morality in a changing world, the screenplay provided a more complex view of masculinity and lawlessness. This gritty portrayal left a lasting legacy on the Western genre and offered audiences a stark, unflinching look at the darker side of human nature. Warner Brothers previewed the film to audiences who reacted negatively, calling it vulgar and violent. Many viewers were taken aback by the graphic depictions of violence and the raw portrayal of the characters. The studio, concerned about the backlash, wanted to cut the film to achieve a more favorable response from the public. They believed that altering certain scenes could help soften the film's impact and make it more palatable for a wider audience. However, the director, Sam Peckinpah, was not willing to compromise his vision. He agreed to allow only one altered print to be shown in a single theater, standing firm on the integrity of his work. This decision highlighted the tension between artistic expression and commercial viability, as the film's bold themes and stylistic choices were not easily accepted by all. The initial audience reactions set the stage for a complex legacy, as the film would later be re-evaluated and appreciated for its groundbreaking approach to storytelling and its influence on the Western genre. Peckinpah experienced significant tension with the producers during the making of the film. He felt betrayed when they made cuts to the movie without his consent, which led to a strained relationship. This lack of communication and respect created an atmosphere of discomfort on set. Additionally, Peckinpah was known for being hard on his crew, which further fueled the friction. The stress of the situation escalated to the point where William Holden, one of the film's stars, threatened to leave if the verbal abuse continued. This was not an isolated incident, as Robert Ryan also expressed his frustration, going so far as to threaten physical violence against Peckinpah. Ernest Borgnine, another key actor, promised to retaliate if the director's behavior did not improve. The combination of these tensions made the production of this classic a challenging experience for everyone involved. Early on during the filming, there were notable arguments between William Holden and director Sam Peckinpah regarding a mustache that Holden was supposed to grow for his character. This disagreement highlighted the creative tensions that often arise on set. Additionally, a memorable scene involving a scorpion and an ant was suggested by someone working on the film, showcasing the collaborative spirit among the crew. The film also faced criticism from John Wayne, who expressed his dislike for it, feeling that it tarnished the myth of the Old West that many Westerns had built up over the years. Ernest Borgnine's limp in the movie was not just an acting choice, it was a real injury. He had broken his foot while filming another project, The Split, in 1968. Despite the pain, he continued to work while wearing a cast during the challenging Mexican location shoot. This dedication added a layer of authenticity to his performance as he navigated the rugged terrain while dealing with his injury. The combination of these anecdotes reflects the intense and sometimes tumultuous environment in which this classic was created, contributing to its lasting impact on the genre. Over 250,000 feet of film were shot during the production, with an impressive 1288 camera setups completed over 80 days. Sam Peckinpah, the director, poured his heart and soul into this project, culminating in a deeply emotional moment at the wrap party where he broke down. The movie is often hailed as one of the greatest films of all time, celebrated for its storytelling and innovative style. It featured an extensive arsenal, utilizing 239 rifles, shotguns, revolvers, and automatic weapons, all of which fired over 90,000 rounds of blank ammunition. This painstaking attention to detail in filming and the raw emotional depth captured on screen contributed to its lasting impact on cinema. The dedication of the cast and crew, alongside Peckinpah's vision, make this classic a significant milestone in film history that continues to resonate with audiences today. The film presents a gritty portrayal of a harsh and unforgiving era where survival often comes at a steep price. 4 out of the 6 main gang members were Oscar winners, showcasing the remarkable talent involved in this classic. William Holden, Ernest Borgnine, Edmund O'Brien, and Ben Johnson brought their award-winning skills to the screen, enhancing the film's raw and powerful narrative. The story revolves around a group of outlaws who, despite their criminal ways, exhibit a strong sense of loyalty and camaraderie. Their dedication to one another stands out as the only form of nobility in a world filled with violence and betrayal. The movie does not shy away from depicting the brutal realities of life during that time, emphasizing the struggles and moral dilemmas faced by its characters. This unflinching realism resonates throughout the film, making it a significant work in the genre. The combination of stellar performances and a compelling storyline solidifies its place in cinematic history. The wardrobe supervisor faced significant challenges while working on the film, particularly in maintaining the costumes of the Mexican soldiers. With around 6,000 men to dress, the task was monumental. As scenes unfolded, many uniforms were damaged or destroyed, either through the intense action sequences or due to explosions. This required constant repairs and replacements, putting immense pressure on the wardrobe team to keep everything intact and authentic. Sam Peckinpah, the director, was known for his perfectionism and high standards. He was not shy about making tough decisions, even firing 22 cast members for what he deemed imperfections in their performances. This strict approach highlighted his commitment to achieving a level of accuracy and excellence that he believed was essential for the film. The combination of wardrobe challenges and Peckinpah's relentless pursuit of perfection created a unique atmosphere on set, where every detail mattered in bringing this classic to life. During the production of this classic, 7 identical costumes were created for each main character, showcasing the attention to detail that the filmmakers aimed for. However, these costumes faced significant challenges, as they were all ruined during filming. This unfortunate turn of events added to the complexities of the production. The budget for the film initially started at $350 million, but as the project progressed, it escalated to $6 million. This increase in costs reflected the ambitious nature of the project and the desire to create a visually stunning film. Additionally, the shooting schedule extended from 70 days to 81 days, indicating that the filmmakers took the necessary time to ensure that every scene was executed to perfection. The combination of these factors highlights the dedication and effort that went into making the film a memorable piece of cinema. During the filming of this classic, 2 minor accidents occurred that highlighted the risks involved in making such an intense movie. Ben Johnson, a talented actor, broke a finger while working on set, which was a reminder of the physical demands placed on the cast. Additionally, William Holden experienced a painful moment when he burned his arm due to a misfired squib, a device used to create explosive effects. These incidents, while unfortunate, were part of the high-stakes environment that surrounded the production. The final scene filmed was particularly memorable, featuring the dramatic explosion of a bridge. This pivotal moment was captured in one take, showcasing the skill and coordination of the crew. 6 cameras were set up to ensure that every angle was covered, but the production faced a setback when one of the cameras was lost in the river during the shoot. The combination of these challenges and the dedication of the team contributed to the film's lasting impact and reputation in cinema history. The line "If they move, kill 'em" stands out as one of the iconic quotations from the film, earning a spot as number 72 in the list of the 100 greatest movie lines of all time. This memorable line captures the tension and grit of the story. In terms of editing, the film is notable for its intense pace. Excluding the start and end credits, there are about 2,721 edits throughout the 138 minutes of the movie. This averages out to roughly 3 seconds for each shot, creating a dynamic visual rhythm that complements the narrative's urgency. One of the most striking sequences is the Bloody Porch Shootout, which features 325 edits packed into a mere 5 minutes. This results in an extraordinary average of under 1 second per shot. The rapid-fire editing in this scene amplifies the chaos and violence, making it one of the most memorable moments in cinematic history. Such techniques enhance the storytelling, immersing viewers in the gritty realities faced by the characters. Peckinpah's approach to directing this classic was marked by unconventional methods that aimed to elicit genuine reactions from his actors. For instance, he instructed Bo Hopkins to stick his tongue in a schoolteacher's ear, a bizarre request that was intended to provoke a raw, emotional response. This technique highlights Peckinpah's desire to push boundaries and create authentic moments on screen. In another notable scene, the Mexican women in the wine vats were not actresses but rather prostitutes from a nearby brothel. Peckinpah found humor in this choice, emphasizing the film's gritty realism and the lengths he would go to achieve a certain atmosphere. His casting decisions often reflected a commitment to authenticity, as he sought out individuals who could bring a sense of truth to their roles. This blend of unique directing techniques and casting choices contributed significantly to the film's lasting impact and its reputation as a groundbreaking work in cinema. The train robbery and the famous last walk in the film were not part of the original script. They were improvised on the spot, showcasing the creativity and spontaneity of the cast and crew. This approach added a unique flavor to the movie, making those scenes memorable and impactful. The film opened in theaters on June 18, 1969, and during its first week, it grossed $39,200. Despite being produced on a budget of $6 million, it managed to earn $10.5 million in the United States by 1970. This impressive performance placed it as the 17th highest-grossing film of 1969, reflecting its popularity among audiences. The combination of improvisation and strong box office results contributed to the film's legacy, making it a significant entry in the history of cinema. The creative decisions made during filming, particularly the unscripted moments, have left a lasting impression on viewers and critics alike. The film is recommended for its groundbreaking approach and remains a significant work in cinema history. Released in 1969, it challenged traditional storytelling and visual techniques, setting a new standard for the Western genre. The movie features a group of aging outlaws who struggle to adapt to a changing world, reflecting themes of loyalty, betrayal, and the harsh realities of life. Its portrayal of violence was unprecedented, using slow-motion sequences that heightened the impact of action scenes. This innovative technique influenced many filmmakers and changed how violence was depicted in cinema. The characters are complex, showcasing moral ambiguity that invites viewers to empathize with their struggles. The film's cinematography, score, and direction contributed to its lasting legacy, making it a touchstone for future filmmakers. Its influence can be seen in various genres, and it continues to be studied and appreciated for its artistic achievements and cultural significance. The film was released in 1969 and received a mix of praise and criticism. Many viewers appreciated its raw portrayal of violence and the complexities of its characters. It challenged the traditional Western genre by showing anti-heroes instead of clear-cut good and bad characters. This approach influenced many filmmakers and changed how Westerns were made in the years that followed. The movie's impact on popular culture is significant, as it inspired a new wave of films that explored darker themes and moral ambiguity. It also led to several spin-offs and adaptations, including television series that sought to capture its gritty essence. Merchandise related to the film, such as posters and collectibles, became popular among fans. The film's legacy continues to be felt today, as it is often referenced in discussions about cinematic violence and storytelling. Its bold style and themes have made it a classic that is studied and admired by filmmakers and audiences alike. The casting process for The Wild Bunch was a meticulous journey that involved several key actors. Director Sam Peckinpah had a clear vision for the film and sought actors who could embody the gritty essence of the characters. For William Holden, who played Pike Bishop, Peckinpah was drawn to his ability to portray a complex anti-hero. Holden's auditions showcased his range, and his chemistry with the other actors was undeniable. Ernest Borgnine, cast as Dutch Engstrom, brought a unique blend of charm and toughness, which was evident during his screen tests. The chemistry between him and Holden was palpable, making their partnership feel authentic. For the role of Angel, Peckinpah chose Jamie Sanchez after he impressed during auditions with his passionate performance. The casting of Ben Johnson as the sharpshooter TC was pivotal. His background as a rodeo cowboy added authenticity to the role. Each actor's audition revealed not just their talent, but also how well they could work together, creating a dynamic ensemble that would define the film. The process was not just about finding the right actors, but also about ensuring they could create a believable bond on screen. This careful selection contributed significantly to the film's lasting impact. The director of The Wild Bunch, Sam Peckinpah, had a unique vision that shaped the film's narrative and style. He aimed to portray the harsh realities of violence and the changing world of the American West. Influenced by classic westerns and the works of writers like Ernest Hemingway, Peckinpah sought to blend action with deep character studies. His approach was innovative, using slow-motion sequences to emphasize the brutality of gunfights, which was a departure from traditional westerns. Collaborating closely with his cast, including actors like William Holden and Ernest Borgnine, he encouraged them to explore their characters' complexities. The crew also played a vital role, with cinematographer Lucien Ballard capturing the stark landscapes that reflected the film's themes. Peckinpah's vision was not just about action, it was about the moral dilemmas faced by his characters in a rapidly changing world. This blend of style and substance made The Wild Bunch a landmark film in cinema history. Filming The Wild Bunch in 1969 presented unique challenges and opportunities for the crew. The movie was set in the American West, and the production team chose locations in Mexico to capture the authentic landscape. The vast deserts and rugged mountains provided a stunning backdrop that enhanced the film's gritty realism. Set design was crucial, as the team aimed to recreate the look of the early 1900s. They built detailed sets that reflected the period, including saloons and dusty streets, which helped immerse viewers in the story. Logistically, the crew faced difficulties transporting equipment and managing large crowds during action scenes. Innovative techniques were employed, such as using multiple cameras to capture the intense gunfights from various angles, allowing for dynamic editing. The film also utilized slow-motion effects during key moments, which was groundbreaking at the time. These creative choices contributed to the film's lasting impact on the Western genre and cinema as a whole. The creation of the score for The Wild Bunch involved a careful blend of musical elements that deeply resonated with the film's themes of violence, friendship, and betrayal. Composed by Jerry Fielding, the score features a mix of orchestral music with Mexican folk influences, reflecting the film's setting and enhancing the emotional depth of the narrative. Fielding emphasized the contrast between the harsh realities of the characters' lives and their longing for a lost world. The music serves not only to elevate the action, but also to express the characters' internal struggles. The soundtrack includes songs that echo the film's poignant moments, emphasizing the sense of nostalgia that permeates the story. Musicians involved contributed to the unique sound, using instruments that evoked a raw, gritty atmosphere. The blending of traditional and contemporary sounds helped to encapsulate the chaos and beauty surrounding the character's journey. The score's dynamic range mirrors the film's tone, alternating between sorrowful melodies and intense rhythms that accompany the film's more violent scenes. Fielding's work became integral to how audiences perceived the film, as the music acts as a narrative vehicle, guiding viewers through the highs and lows of the characters' experiences. The score's emotional weight enhances the impact of key moments, crafting a haunting backdrop that lingers long after the film ends. The collaboration among composers, musicians, and sound designers created a rich tapestry of sound that complements the powerful storytelling of The Wild Bunch. The Wild Bunch features several iconic scenes that showcase the film's groundbreaking direction, powerful performances, and striking cinematography. One of the most memorable moments is the opening scene, where the audience is introduced to the harsh realities of the Old West. Director Sam Peckinpah uses slow motion to heighten the tension, allowing viewers to feel the weight of violence. The performances of the ensemble cast, including William Holden and Ernest Borgnine, bring depth to their characters, making their struggles relatable. The cinematography, with its sweeping landscapes and gritty close-ups, captures the desolation of the character's world. Another pivotal scene is the climactic shootout, which is both chaotic and beautifully choreographed. Peckinpah's use of editing and sound design amplifies the impact, leaving the audience breathless. Actors have commented on how the film challenged traditional Western tropes, making it a reflection on friendship and betrayal. The emotional weight of these scenes resonates long after the credits roll, marking The Wild Bunch as a significant work in cinema history. The Wild Bunch had a significant cultural and social impact when it was released in 1969. The film resonated with audiences by presenting a raw and gritty portrayal of the American West, challenging the traditional notions of heroism and morality. It depicted aging outlaws facing a changing world, which mirrored the societal shifts happening in the late 1960s, including disillusionment with authority and the questioning of traditional values. The film's violent imagery and complex characters influenced pop culture, inspiring filmmakers to explore darker themes and more realistic storytelling. Its innovative use of slow motion during action scenes set a new standard for cinematic techniques, influencing countless films that followed. The Wild Bunch also sparked discussions about violence in cinema, as it raised questions about the nature of violence and its representation in media. This film became a touchstone for filmmakers and audiences alike, reflecting the turbulent times and contributing to the evolution of the Western genre. Upon its release in 1969, The Wild Bunch received a mix of critical acclaim and controversy. Many critics praised its bold storytelling and innovative approach to the Western genre. Renowned film critic Roger Ebert highlighted its raw depiction of violence and the moral complexities of its characters, noting that it challenged traditional notions of heroism. Audience reactions were equally passionate, with some viewers captivated by its gritty realism, while others were shocked by its graphic content. The film was nominated for several awards, including Academy Awards for Best Original Screenplay and Best Score. It won the Best Original Score Oscar, which underscored the film's artistic achievements. The accolades not only recognized the hard work of the cast and crew, but also solidified the film's place in cinematic history. The Wild Bunch is often regarded as a turning point in American cinema, influencing future filmmakers and reshaping the Western genre for years to come. During the making of The Wild Bunch, the cast and crew experienced many memorable moments that shaped the film. One notable anecdote involves the intense preparation for the film's famous action scenes. Director Sam Peckinpah pushed the limits of what was possible, often requiring the actors to perform their own stunts. This led to some unexpected challenges, such as when William Holden, who played the lead role, had to jump from a moving horse onto a train. The crew held their breath, hoping he would land safely, and he did, but not without a few bruises. Additionally, the film's cinematographer, Lucien Ballard, had a unique approach to capturing the gritty realism of the story. He often used natural light, which meant long hours of waiting for the perfect moment to shoot. The crew would joke about how they spent more time waiting than filming, but they all agreed it was worth it for the stunning visuals. The camaraderie among the cast was also a highlight. They often shared meals together, swapping stories and laughter, which helped build the strong relationships seen on screen. These behind-the-scenes experiences contributed to the film's legacy, making it a classic in cinema history. The Wild Bunch changed the way movies were made and viewed. Released in 1969, it introduced a new style of storytelling that was raw and honest. The film's portrayal of violence was shocking at the time, but it also made audiences think about the consequences of such actions. This approach influenced many filmmakers who followed, encouraging them to explore darker themes and complex characters. Directors like Martin Scorsese and Quentin Tarantino have cited The Wild Bunch as a major inspiration for their own work. The film's use of slow motion during action scenes created a dramatic effect that has been imitated in countless movies since. Its focus on anti-heroes and moral ambiguity paved the way for more nuanced storytelling in cinema. The Wild Bunch also challenged traditional Western tropes, presenting a more realistic view of the Old West. This shift in perspective opened doors for future films to explore different narratives and character arcs. The legacy of The Wild Bunch continues to resonate in modern filmmaking, making it a cornerstone of film history. Reflecting on the 1969 film The Wild Bunch, many viewers find it to be a powerful experience that resonates deeply. The film's portrayal of friendship, loyalty, and the harsh realities of life in the Old West can leave a lasting impression. Some may recall how the film challenged their views on traditional Westerns, presenting a grittier and more complex narrative. The characters, with their moral dilemmas and struggles, often evoke empathy and provoke thought about the nature of violence and redemption. Sharing personal stories about how this film influenced your perspective on cinema can be enlightening. Did it change how you view storytelling in films? Perhaps it inspired you to explore more unconventional narratives or appreciate the artistry behind filmmaking. Engaging with others about these experiences can foster a deeper understanding of cinema's impact on our lives. We invite you to like, share, and subscribe for more discussions on films that shape our perspective.